We were taking engagement photos when the photographer said, "Let's do one like you're hiding a secret." My fiancé smirked. I didn't, because I knew the secret and I was hiding a mic. The next day, I uploaded the clip to our shared wedding site under a new tab titled Behind the Scenes. I'm Alex, a 34-year-old IT consultant living in Charleston, South Carolina. About 3 years ago, I met Laura at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was 29, worked in marketing, and had this infectious laugh that drew people in. We hit it off immediately, bonding over our shared love for hiking and classic rock. Our relationship progressed naturally, and after 2 years, I proposed. She said yes, and we began planning our wedding. We chose a picturesque venue by the water, selected our favorite songs, and even created a shared wedding website to keep our guests informed. Everything seemed perfect. About 6 months before the wedding, I started noticing subtle changes in Laura's behavior. She became more protective of her phone, often turning it away when texting. She started working late more frequently and had sudden weekend trips with her friends. I tried to dismiss my doubts, attributing them to pre-wedding stress. But the nagging feeling wouldn't go away. One evening, while Laura was in the shower, her phone buzzed with a message preview. "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing." The sender's name was Mike. My heart sank. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I decided to gather evidence. I purchased a small audio recorder and began documenting her late-night calls and secretive conversations. Over the next few weeks, I collected enough evidence to confirm my worst fears. Laura was having an affair with Mike, a coworker from her office. I was devastated, but rather than confront her in anger, I devised a plan. We had scheduled our engagement photo shoot with a local photographer, Emily, who was known for her creative ideas. I reached out to her privately and explained my situation. She agreed to help me with my plan. On the day of the shoot, I wore the audio recorder hidden beneath my shirt. Emily guided us through various poses, capturing our smiles and laughter. Then she said, "Let's do one like you're hiding a secret." Laura smirked, playing along. I didn't, because I knew the secret and I was hiding a mic. The next day, I uploaded the audio clip from the photo shoot to our shared wedding website under a new tab titled Behind the Scenes. In the clip, Emily's voice can be heard prompting us to share secrets. Then there's a pause, followed by Laura's nervous laughter. I also included snippets from the recorded conversations between Laura and Mike, carefully edited to protect privacy but clear enough to reveal the affair. I sent an email to our wedding guests, inviting them to check out the new Behind the Scenes tab for a special surprise. The reactions were swift and varied. Friends and family reached out, expressing shock and support. Laura was furious, accusing me of betrayal. But the truth was out. I called off the wedding and took time to heal. The experience taught me the importance of trust and the strength to stand up for oneself. After the Behind the Scenes tab went live, it only took an hour before my phone started blowing up. Texts, missed calls, emails, even DMs on Facebook from people I hadn't talked to in years. At first, it was just close friends asking if it was real. Then family members started calling, confused and angry. Some were shocked. Others were angry that I had gone public with it. My aunt even said, "You should have handled this privately." But I was done with pretending. Laura didn't call. She didn't text. Nothing. Complete silence. Until 8:32 p.m. She showed up at my apartment, banging on the door like she was trying to break it down. I opened it just enough to see her face. She looked wrecked, makeup smeared, red eyes. She screamed, "What the hell did you do? You humiliated me." I just stared at her. "You humiliated yourself," I said, then closed the door. She stood out there for 20 more minutes, yelling, cursing, crying. Eventually, she left. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't. The next day, I got a message from a guy named Derek. He said, "Hey man, you don't know me. I work at Laura's office. You should talk to me." I was skeptical but curious. We met for coffee at a spot near my place. Derek sat down, looked around nervously and said, "You don't even know the half of it." I leaned in. He told me Laura and Mike weren't just hooking up. They were planning to move in together. And they had been talking about it before I proposed. But that wasn't all. He pulled out his phone and showed me a screenshot of an email. Laura had emailed their boss 3 weeks ago, complaining about Mike, saying he was inappropriate and made her feel uncomfortable. She's trying to ruin him before she leaves, Derek said. Cover her own tracks. Now I was pissed all over again. She wasn't just cheating. She was destroying people's lives while doing it. 2 days later, I got a message on Instagram. It was from Mike. Hey, I know who you are. Can we talk? I didn't respond right away. But then he sent another message. I didn't know she was engaged. I swear. We met in the parking lot of a strip mall. Classy, I know. He looked tired. Like he hadn't slept in days. He told me Laura had lied to him too, said I was just her roommate and that we were in a weird situation. When he found out the truth after seeing the clip on the wedding site, he confronted her. She flipped out, tried to gaslight him, and when he wouldn't back down, she told HR that he'd been harassing her. She's dangerous, man, he said. She'll burn everything down just to look like the victim. That night, I took everything I had. Audio files, screenshots, even the voice recording from Mike, and backed it up to the cloud. I wasn't going to let her destroy anyone else. I thought it was over. Or at least winding down. But Laura wasn't done yet. I got served papers. She was suing me for defamation, claiming I violated her privacy by uploading the clip. Her lawyer sent me a cease and desist to remove the tab from our wedding site. But I didn't take it down. I hired my own lawyer. And when he went through everything, texts, voice notes, emails, he told me she's bluffing. She won't win. Still, the stress was real. I stopped sleeping well. I lost weight. Friends were picking sides. Some thought I was too cruel. Others said I'd done what they only wished they had the courage to do. I didn't care about being liked anymore. I cared about the truth. And the truth had claws. About a week after the lawsuit threats, I got a call from someone I didn't expect, Laura's older sister, Nicole. We hadn't talked much over the years. She lived in Atlanta and only came around for holidays. But her voice was serious. Can we meet? She asked. I think you need to know the truth. We met at a quiet diner outside Charleston. She brought a manila folder. I never liked how Laura treated you, she said. But I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want to cause problems. Then she slid the folder across the table. Inside were printed screenshots of messages, some between Laura and Nicole, others from Laura's friends. A few dated back before the engagement. In them, Laura talked about how she was buying time, keeping options open, and playing it smart. One line hit me in the gut. He's not the one, but he'll do for now. Nicole looked me dead in the eye. She never planned to marry you. She wanted the attention, the gifts, the Instagram posts. It was all a setup. And when she got tired of the act, she moved on to Mike. I asked her why she was showing me this now. She said because she tried to rope me into the lawsuit. Said I should say you were abusive. I refused. And now I think she's spiraling. I decided to reach out to Laura's parents, not to stir the pot, but because they deserved to know. We'd had dinner together so many times. Her dad even helped me fix my kitchen sink once. They were good people. I sent them a letter with some of the lighter evidence, nothing too damning. Just enough to show the truth. A week later, I got a call from her mom. She was crying. She told us you cheated, she said. She said you were controlling, that you made her life miserable. I told her the real story. She believed me. Her parents pulled their financial support for the wedding. They told Laura they wouldn't attend. That's when she really lost it. 3 days later, I got a group text. It was Laura. Me, her sister, her parents, Mike, and even Emily, our engagement photographer, were all included. The message, fine. I give up. I'm pregnant. 10 seconds later, another text. I hope you're happy. It was so clearly a manipulation tactic, it almost made me laugh. But the timing was suspicious. Everyone in the group went silent. No one responded. Until Nicole wrote, you said last week you were planning on starting IVF next year. Remember? Then Mike chimed in. She told me she's been on birth control the whole time. Laura left the group chat. The next morning, I got an email from Laura. It was long. Over 2,000 words. A mix of apology, blame-shifting, and weirdly poetic metaphors about losing herself and becoming someone she didn't recognize. She said the pregnancy wasn't real. Just a cry for help. She said she was going to therapy. That she needed space. That she understood if I never forgave her. I didn't respond. I forwarded the email to my lawyer just in case. Last weekend, I got a message on LinkedIn. Totally unrelated profile, no profile photo, no mutual connections. It said, you think you got the full story. You didn't. You should look into her ex-fiancé in Asheville. He thought he was marrying her too. I was stunned. What ex-fiancé? I dug around. Made some calls. Reached out to old contacts. Turns out 2 years before she met me, Laura had another engagement. Same pattern, fast romance, grand promises, then ghosting. And get this, she left that guy days before the wedding, cleaned out the joint account, and disappeared. He never talked about it publicly. Didn't want the embarrassment, but now I was seeing the full picture. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a pattern. I haven't even told you what happened at the venue when they saw the video. Or what Emily, the photographer, decided to do with her copy. A week after the LinkedIn message about Laura's ex in Asheville, I met up with Emily, the photographer. I hadn't talked to her since the photo shoot, but I figured she deserved an update since she played a key role. When I showed up, she smiled, pulled out her phone, and said, "I've been holding on to something. Thought you might want to see it." It was video. From the day of our photo shoot. Turns out Emily had recorded more than I realized. She'd taken behind-the-scenes clips for her portfolio. And in one of them, clear as day, you could hear Laura whisper to someone off-camera, "God, I can't wait for this fake show to be over." Emily had heard it later while editing. She didn't know what to do with it until now. I asked her if I could use it. She smiled. "Do what you have to do." The venue had never officially been canceled. We were still in the refund window. Laura had insisted she'd handle it. I figured she would. Turns out she hadn't. I called the venue to confirm the cancellation. The manager paused. "Oh, she was just here last week. She moved the date." "What?" She had pushed the wedding back 2 months and left my name on the paperwork. My head spun. Why? Why would she do that? Then I got my answer. A friend sent me a screenshot of Laura's private Instagram. Apparently she forgot to block one of my mutuals. The post? A selfie of her in front of the venue. Caption: "It's back on. Details coming soon." She was trying to rewrite the narrative. Make it look like she had moved on. Like she'd called off the wedding. Like I was the one clinging to her. I snapped. I updated the wedding website one last time. New tab. The full story. I uploaded everything. The audio from the engagement shoot, screenshots from Laura's old messages, with her sister's permission, the video Emily gave me, with her whisper, the message from the ex-fiancé, the fake pregnancy text, the email where she admitted it was fake, and finally, a video from me, staring straight into the camera. This wasn't about revenge. This was about truth. I was lied to, cheated on, manipulated, and then blamed for it. Laura, if you're watching this, I hope someday you look in the mirror and see who you really are. I won't be part of your story anymore. I hit publish. I posted the link in every group chat where the original invite had gone out. Then I emailed the venue and told them the groom was out. For good. The explosion was instant. Mutual friends who hadn't picked sides before now cut her off. Mike filed a counter-report with HR and brought legal action against her false harassment claim. Her company launched an internal investigation. Her parents told me they were ashamed and offered to pay me back for any wedding expenses they had helped cover. And Emily? She posted the behind-the-scenes shot on her photography page with a caption that simply said, "Sometimes, real life is more cinematic than fiction." It went viral. Here's where I admit something. I should have walked away earlier. I saw red flags. I made excuses. I let charm blind me to truth. I stayed when I should have left. I didn't listen to my gut. That's on me. But I learned. And I made sure the truth was louder than the lie. Laura moved to another city. Changed jobs. Deleted her socials. Last I heard, she was telling people I had smeared her out of spite. Maybe that's how she'll remember it. But I'll remember it differently. I didn't smear her. I showed the truth. And sometimes the truth is enough to ruin the mask. That's not my fault. That's hers. And now I've moved on. No regrets. No contact. No lies left to hide.